Tonight, buyer beware. Nova Scotia consumers complain about what they describe as an aggressive company selling water systems.
Northern Pulp's future. Premier Tim Houston believes the shuttered Pictou County plant will never reopen.
And the Cell Hotel, how one Halifax private school is changing the culture around phones in the classroom.
Scattered showers this evening, tapering off as we move into Friday with a mainly cloudy day. A couple of isolated showers still hanging out in the east. Your full forecast details are coming up.
Good evening. Nova Scotians across the province are furious with a water treatment company. There are complaints that Atlantic Environmental Systems has been pushing expensive water systems on people who say they can't afford them and locking them into long-term contracts.
CBC News has learned the provincial government is holding a hearing this week to determine whether to strip the company's permit. Our consumer affairs reporter Angela McIver has been speaking with homeowners for months in her own investigation and has this report.
This is one of many ways to reel homeowners in. A water show meant to demonstrate what's coming out of your tap is impure and potentially bad for your health. But when you pull back the curtain, critics say it's just another high-pressure sales tactic used to drain people's bank accounts. We heard from unhappy homeowners who opened their door to Atlantic Environmental Systems.
Right now, I'm here in the Annapolis Valley. I'm going to speak with a woman who bought a water softener system last summer, and she says it's been causing her nothing but problems. Hello, how are you?
Morning.
Thank you.
No, the system, it hasn't worked from day one. I'm really quite disappointed.
And so you got this back last July, and it's just sitting here, and you're not touching it, not doing anything with it?
No, I don't even know how to try to calibrate it to see if there was a way to set it right, because it's obviously not working, because the reflection of things in the home on the taps, the countertops, it's not doing its job. So it's really just an ornament at this point for me.
Natalie Lent agreed to pay Atlantic Environmental Systems more than $11,000 for 3 units. But when the installers arrived a few days later, she started asking questions. Lent says the installers did not answer, so she asked them to leave her home. They didn't.
When I asked them to stop, all of a sudden there's more people in my basement helping them speed up the process to put this in. I just know since then it's been a nightmare.
Atlantic Environmental Systems is based in Dartmouth. It's been operating in Nova Scotia for the last 5 years and had a sales team in PEI until the province banned its operations there for aggressive, high-pressure sales tactics. A decision last month from the PEI Justice Minister said some homeowners felt threatened by salespeople. He wrote, many of these residents were seniors and some were suffering from debilitating diseases, which made them particularly vulnerable. Concerns about targeting seniors surfaced in Wedgeport after a sales blitz in February had several sign up, including 81-year-old Corinne Pothier.
Like I said, I thought it was probably Department of Health. Wanted to check the water. She started demonstrating all this and whatever, and it sounded great.
After 4 hours, she said yes to almost $8,000 worth of equipment. The installation was scheduled for 2 days later. But when her daughter Michelle learned about the 15-year finance agreement, which also consented to registering a property lien, everything came to a screeching halt.
I'm like, what? You're gonna end up paying like 15 grand for this stuff by the time it's all said and done. And not even that, you're 81 years old. That's unacceptable in my eyes. Totally unacceptable.
In her mother's case, the installers did leave, and she was told the contract was ripped up. So what exactly are salespeople showing homeowners? I obtained a confidential copy of the script used by salespeople at Atlantic Environmental Systems. Former employees said they had to follow the company's script, doing all sorts of demonstrations, making tea, washing towels, having residents eat vegetables rinsed by their water versus filtered water. It all takes a minimum of 2 hours. The script instructs salespeople to act, smile, and nod to secure what the company calls commitments all along the way. Former employees told me they felt like they were fear-mongering. Scientist Ron Hoffman specializes in water quality and says homeowners should be cautious about any door-to-door water company.
If somebody were to come into my house to test my water with the clear intent to sell a device, I would be very skeptical, because while there's certainly legitimate tests that you can do in a person's home to measure certain things, it's also very easy with a bit of knowledge of chemistry to fix a test, to make the water do all sorts of different things and make it appear that the water is very bad when in fact it isn't.
In the case of Atlantic Environmental Systems, it's not always clear up front they're even selling anything. Several people have told CBC sometimes the company will call homeowners to say they want a free first aid kit. In order to claim the prize, they just need to have a water test done. That's often how the company gets in the home. But sometimes the approach is flashier.
Hello, it's nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, did you keep it?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
Okay, you
the
still.
bingo card.
Okay.
Aileen Thibodeau didn't get a first aid kit. She got a bingo scratch ticket in the mail with the chance to win a Harley. But she's not one to be taken for a ride.
I-79 is not a number that goes to I, and I-92, it doesn't even go up to 92 in bingo.
You got a $10 gift card.
I got a $10 gift card, it says here.
To claim it, the card says you must agree to a home care product presentation.
So I called the local police, spoke to an officer, and he called them. And when he came back on the line, he said he can't say that it's illegal, but it's highly suspicious, and please do not call them.
I decided to call instead.
What comes after the water test?
I'm so sorry, what do you mean?
I mean, is there something that you're trying to sell, or what is this for?
Well, like I said, we're doing a water awareness campaign, so it really is just free information that you're free to do with what you want.
I didn't feel that representative was being forthright, so next I called the company's owner.
99% of our customers are happy. You can't make everybody happy. It's just part of being a business. We don't do anything unethical. We'll never tell anybody that the water is not safe. We don't target any age demographic. However, we have noticed since post-COVID, more seniors have been engaging us. So we have different methods of attaining our leads. We can't stop that. We do have an ethics system, though. Anyone over 80, the way we deal with them, they have to have a co-signer or someone under the age of 80. That's the way we do business.
Danny Goldman says he recently changed that rule. Now seniors over the age of 72 need a co-signer. He says for clients over 70, he also reduced his sales contracts to 10 years instead of 15. The Better Business Bureau has issued an alert about Atlantic Environmental, citing a pattern of targeting seniors and not being clear about policies, as well as poor after-sales service. Back in the Annapolis Valley, Natalie Lent is supposed to start her payments this month on the idle $11,000 equipment in her house. On the day she says the installers pushed ahead with their work after she asked them to stop, she called the main office 4 times. She also called at least once more within the 10-day cancellation window. She didn't realize she had to put her request in writing. Danny Goldman says the contract makes it clear how to cancel. He denies his installers would refuse to stop or leave when asked. He says he won't give her a refund.
It's like a bad dream that I wish I could wake up from, because it's affected me on so many levels.
After a flood of complaints, Service Nova Scotia is investigating and will decide whether to revoke the company's sales permit in the coming weeks. Angela McIver, CBC News, Dartmouth.
And Ryan Snoddon with us now for our first quick look at the weather forecast.
And what a change in the weather.
Yeah, for sure. Some much needed rain across the province today, and those showers still hanging out as the steadiest of rains have slowly migrated eastward and are across Cape Breton. Just some lingering showers now across the mainland. That's what we're going to be seeing tonight as this low slowly moves out. We'll see some lingering showers sweeping through. Tomorrow, though, overall looking like a drier day, but not quite clearing right out as we see these 3 lows all just kind of shifting a little bit further south, area of high pressure off to our north, but won't be enough to really clear us out. So let's time things out. And as you can see for Friday, we are going to be seeing lingering showers, especially across Cape Breton on Friday. The mainland is just kind of cloudy, an isolated shower chance for the eastern half of the mainland. Saturday, again, the clouds looking set to dominate, but overall, a dry day, just a very isolated chance of a shower. Now for Sunday, it does look like overall we're going to be dry, but there's a lot of uncertainty in the mix with this system here off to the east, perhaps a little bit further to the west. But right now, again, Sunday looking overall dry, maybe an isolated shower chance. So not brilliant sunshine, but far from a washout over the next 3 days. The big theme really is that the winds are going to be from the north the next couple of days, or at least the east to northeast. And so as a result, temperatures are going to struggle a little bit. We're talking high single, low double digits, edging into the low teens. Yeah, hard to complain given we know what is possible in the month of May. Alluding to snow, of course, and there's none of that in the forecast, except maybe a few flakes over the highlands for tonight into tomorrow morning, but otherwise not a bad early to mid-May forecast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thankful there's not a lot of snow.
Yes,
Hey, thanks so
indeed.
much, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, Premier Tim Houston says he doesn't think Northern Pulp will ever reopen. The Pictou County Mill has been shut down for 4.5 years, but the company has never said it was abandoning its plan to one day restart the operation. Jean Laroche reports.
Once the area's biggest employer and a powerful player in Nova Scotia's forestry sector, the mill has been idle since January 2020. More than 100 mill workers lost their jobs. Hundreds of contractors lost their main source of revenue. But Pictou residents who were tired of the smell and fishermen who were worried about the effects of the plant's effluent are glad the mill is closed. It remains a sensitive issue in Pictou, particularly now there's a provincial election underway. Although the company has said it plans to restart the mill, it would need provincial approval to do so. Houston is making it clear that's not what he wants or expects.
It's not on my radar. It's not something that, as a province, we would be in favor of. Forestry, important industry to our province. Fishing, important industry to our province. Farming, these are important industries to our province. But they all have to be at the right place. They all have to be in the right communities.
We're not surprised by what the Premier had to say.
This forestry lobbyist says the province needs a new pulp mill.
I heard in those comments an openness to a pulp mill. Maybe it's just not in Pictou. We want a pulp mill in Nova Scotia. We want lots of markets for this low-grade wood in Nova Scotia. It's how we're going to create jobs, and it's how we're going to improve public safety by removing forest fire fuel from the woods.
Northern Pulp's owner did not address the Premier's comments directly in responding to what Houston had to say. At this time, we are focused on the mediation process with the province, which will inform our next steps in Nova Scotia. The government and the company are trying to work out a deal because the province shut down its effluent treatment facility years earlier than planned. Jean Laroche, CBC News, Pictou.
Police say they are investigating a homicide after a 36-year-old man was shot and killed last night in North Preston. Officers were called to Downey Road just before midnight. Halifax RCMP said in a news release that officers began first aid on the victim, who was from Westfall. He later died in the hospital. Police say evidence on the scene suggests multiple shots were fired, but they do not believe this was a random act. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact police.
It's been a deadly day in Antigonish County after 2 drivers were killed in 2 separate car accidents on Highway 104. In both cases, the vehicles that collided were traveling in opposite directions. The first crash happened just after 6:30 this morning in Afton. The driver of one, a 53-year-old man from Monastery, was pronounced dead at the scene. The two people in the other car suffered serious injuries and were taken to hospital. Then about 4 hours later, there was another collision near Haverbugy. A 32-year-old man from Kings County was pronounced dead, and a 73-year-old man from Halifax was taken to hospital.
Today marks 32 years since the Westray mine disaster in Pictou County. The underground explosion killed 26 miners. The bodies of 11 of them were never found. A spark from a coal-cutting machine ignited a buildup of methane gas and coal dust. Before the tragedy, several safety concerns had been raised by employees, union officials, and government inspectors. The incident led to changes to legislation regarding how to establish the criminal liability of corporations for workplace deaths and injuries. Bill C-45, commonly referred to as the Westray Law, came into force in 2004. Nova Scotia elver fishermen were in Ottawa today trying to get the support of senators to get their fishery reopened. The federal government has shut the fishery down this year due to safety and sustainability concerns.
The senators are studying the management of Canada's fisheries, and when it comes to baby eels, they've heard the solution lies in Maine. So our Kayla Hounsell headed across the border to find out how the U.S. state has been able to get its elver fishery under control.
It happens under the cover of darkness after high tide on this day around 3 a.m. Using nets like these or dip nets, fishermen catch baby eels, also known as elvers or glass eels.
There's probably 5 pounds there.
Oh yeah.
So how does this compare to what you usually get?
Oh, this is pretty good evening right here. This is a good run.
We've come across the U.S. border to Maine, but this is the way elver fishing looks in Canada too. When the fishery has not been shut down, that is.
I got everybody in f***ing handcuffs.
The Canadian elver fishery is so out of control, the federal government has closed it amidst concerns of overfishing, organized crime, even death threats. Both countries ship live to Asia, where eels are eaten and in high demand. Last year, they were worth nearly $5,000 a kilogram. Lobster, by comparison, is worth around $15. Now, in Canada, 1,100 people are out of work.
Hopefully they'll get it cleaned up. I mean, it happened here too in 2012 and 13, and we got it summed up. So I think you guys can do it too.
Maine began making changes to how its elver fishery is regulated back in 2012. Then, over a period of years, it significantly increased fines, suspended licenses for the first offense, revoked them permanently for the second offense, and instead of a civil infraction, made elver violations a crime.
Here's my fob key.
When it's time to sell his eels, Daryl Young uses his fob to enter his elvers into the system.
So they knew who caught them, and where they caught them, and how much they got. And that took care of the poaching.
The state also banned cash transactions because there was just so much of it changing hands right on the rivers.
Banks were running out of money in eastern Maine, literally running out of money. That was a dangerous situation. I mean, my officers were walking up to harvesters and dealers, and everyone was carrying guns. I mean, everyone.
Maine also now tightly controls the export of elvers. Marine patrol officers come to a facility like this one, weigh the eels, and seal them with a tamper-proof seal. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service then inspects the containers before they leave the country.
Since we've put that system in place, not one shipment has been tampered with.
In Canada, there is no federal oversight or monitoring of the elver supply chain from harvest to export.
DFO from the Maritime region came down with policymakers, with some of their enforcement folks.
When?
It was this year.
Was that the first time you ever heard from them?
Yeah.
The Department of Fisheries and Oceans says it has launched a comprehensive review of the fishery.
I think it's going pretty well.
Maine has also carved out 22% of its overall quota for its Indigenous people. Here on the Penobscot Nation, the Director of Natural Resources says members of his community believe they should have more, but they don't participate in unauthorized fishing.
We don't have any issues going over on the quota. We've been, respectful of that.
Canada has also set aside part of its overall quota for Indigenous communities, but some say they have a treaty right to fish for a moderate livelihood without a license from DFO and in spite of the fishery being closed. DFO says anyone caught with elvers now that the fishery is closed is subject to enforcement. Fisheries officers have arrested more than 100 people in the last 2 months.
Somehow they're getting that product out of the country, which is really unfortunate because that black market eel that's being caught in Canada is affecting the price for the legal fishermen that are here in Maine.
Once they started doing that, they didn't want to buy our eels at $2,000 a pound. They wanted to buy their eels at $300, $400, $500 a pound, whatever they were selling them for.
Frustration with Canada, and both Maine fishers and authorities insist they have the blueprint when it comes to how to run a smooth elver fishery, and they're willing to share it with their neighbors to the north. Kayla Hounsel, CBC News, Franklin, Maine.
Halifax food truck Bud the Spud is on the move. For nearly half a century, the beloved fry truck spent the warmer months parked beside the old Halifax Library on Spring Garden Road. But this year, Bud the Spud lost its spot in a blind bid process managed by the city.
We've had a huge response, mostly in support of us, saying that they'll come to wherever we are, which we're very grateful for. A few people, I think, may have misunderstood the bidding process, but we want everyone to know we would be there if we could. But we're also taking this as an opportunity to travel a bit more around the city and expand our clientele.
And I'll talk to the owners of Bud the Spud about their plans now that they won't be a fixture in downtown Halifax. That is our newsmaker just after 6:30.
As Nova Scotia considers a new policy for cell phones in schools, Armbray Academy in Halifax says it's come up with a solution that's changed the culture entirely.
Since September, some students at the private school have been required to lock up their phones. And as Preston Mulligan reports, the policy is getting positive reviews from teachers and students.
The change in our culture has been night and day.
Here's a typical day at Armbray. Before classes begin, students in grades 7 and 8 lock their phones inside a pouch and stow it away in the back of the class. When the school day is over, they run it across this magnet to unlock it and go home.
You don't have people taking videos of other people in classes. You don't have other people trying to show you things while you're trying to focus. And it eliminates the distraction that wanting to go grab your phone when you don't have access to it at all.
Some students want to keep their tech with them for the day, so they can keep the pouch with them in their backpack if they want, or they can leave it here.
But it's locked regardless, right?
It's locked regardless.
The head of school here says they bought about 90 pouches for $25 each, and he's surprised at how simple and effective they are.
So now it's not an argument between the teacher and the student, it's in the pouch. Done.
Teaching staff say it took students some getting used to, but eventually they shook the compulsion to constantly check their phones, and the classroom is more manageable.
Our teachers are not nagging students. It's not like they're on the lookout all the time to make sure that they're doing what they should be doing. It's taken away all of that negotiation.
Perhaps most importantly, with no phones to look at, the students turn to each other.
They're not glued to their phones, but they are interacting with each other. They're going outside, they're playing, they're being active. And so it's been, as a teacher, a really nice classroom management strategy to have.
It's kind of hard in the beginning, especially just even when it buzzes and hearing it buzz, you want to check your phone, but then it's locked up so you can't use it. But once you get used to it, it's fine.
The school plans to expand the pouch pilot to more grades in the fall. Meanwhile, the Department of Education is still undecided on what its cell phone policy will be for public schools. Preston Mulligan, CBC News, Halifax.
Coming up, Joe Biden says the U.S. will not supply any weapons to Israel if it invades Rafah.
Federal ministers are holding an air accessibility summit today after passengers with disabilities were mistreated while flying.
Yes, a bit of wind out there today. Ryan is back with his full forecast. We'll see you after the break.
Well, just before we get the latest forecast from Ryan, federal officials are saying today that Canada's north and western provinces could see above average wildfire risk by next month.
Minister Harjit Sajjan says severe weather is not just a threat to communities, it's also costly for Canadians.
Climate-related impacts are now costing average Canadian households $720 per year today, and if left unchecked, it could increase to approximately $2,000 per year by 2050.
There are at least 87 active wildfires burning in Canada, with 6 of them out of control. Most of the active wildfires are in Alberta, BC, and Manitoba.
And this year, nearly 1.5 million hectares have burned across the country. A growing concern, always a concern, but a growing concern, it would seem, in this country.
Yeah, more reason not to grumble about the rain.
Well, that's right. And we needed this rain for our own concerns here. And obviously anxiety high, given what we know happened last year. And that rain, certainly much needed. And you can see just already its immediate impact. The burn ban yesterday was in yellow and even red down towards the southwest. We're all in green, which means burning is allowed yet again between 2 p.m. and 8 a.m. This, again, will likely fluctuate over the next few weeks as, again, this is kind of the critical time of year when we're still dealing with the dead grass and things have really yet to really green up. So we're obviously going to be keeping an eye on this, and we'll keep you posted on the show. But yeah, the rain definitely much needed. And there's a shot just a moment ago from beautiful Sherbrooke and Sherbrooke Village, of course, Eastern Shore. Temps a bit cool there, 6 degrees with those showers and some fog patches. And that's kind of the name of the game right now. We're a single-digit province as we speak. And those winds in from the northeast today have just been keeping things cool on top of the wet weather. By the way, we did pick up last check in the 20 to 30 millimeter range here across the north and east of the province. More like a trace to, well, it looks like in most places even as little as 3-4 millimeters here down and through the southwest, and then closer to 10 millimeters as we work our way up through central areas of the province. So a nice little drink for most of us. And as we look at the winds, they are in from the northeast with those gusts upwards of 50-40 kilometers per hour right now. There's the wettest of weather tracking through Cape Breton right now. That is where the rain is still coming down. We're tapering off to some flurries or some showers. I'll kick that out of my vocabulary sooner or later here as we transition into the warm season. There is that back edge of that system that's going to be moving through with indeed some shower chances overnight tonight into tomorrow, lingering for Cape Breton. That low is moving to the east, but it's kind of taking its time. Secondary low developing off to the south. This will be one we're keeping an eye on over the next couple of days, but it looks like for the most part it's going to remain to the south. High pressure dominating across the Canadian prairies as you can see temperatures up into the 20s. And how about the heat in the south? 36 degrees in Orlando at last check. Brownsville, Texas hit 40 earlier today. So the heat is on across the U.S. South. Now, as we look at the temperatures across the province tonight, a little cool, 2 to 5 degrees in most cases. The winds in from the north to northeast sustain near 20, gusting upwards of 30. And note as we move through tonight, those shower chances really tapering off for the west by midnight, really drying out. We'll see the lingering shower chances into tomorrow morning. This particular model certainly showing the risk for a wet flurry, not only over the Cape Breton Highlands, but the Mount Tom area for tomorrow morning. Higher terrain, can't rule it out, but it would be a wet flake. Not expecting anything in the way of accumulation. Now, as we look at the outlook for tomorrow afternoon, clouds certainly dominating. Best chances for sun are going to be in the west, but can't rule out a sunny break even in through central. Shower chances lingering, where the clouds will be most dominant tomorrow across the island. And we're looking at temperatures ranging between 6 and 10 degrees with those northeast onshore winds. Warmest temps will be kind of shielded from those northeasterly winds. We are looking at temperatures again on the mainland. We're talking about the high single digits, some low double digits possible into the Halifax area. Those northeast winds, 15 to 30, and those sunny breaks will be again the best chances across western parts of the province for tomorrow. Note the water temperatures just climbing up ever so slightly. We're up to 8 degrees now, 7 in the Bay of Fundy. And we'll be looking at, as I just showed you there, 11, 12 degrees into the valley tomorrow. Similar story for Saturday, temperature-wise, kind of more widespread low double digits. I think we'll kind of, for the most part, unless we're right along the coastline here and those onshore winds, we'll be able to get out of the single digits on Saturday. Very isolated chance of a shower on Saturday. For the most part, it's just a cloudy day. We'll walk you through the timeline here. Again, that system off to the south. Now note this is Saturday evening. Now the Canadian forecast model not shown here. This is the European model, which is in good agreement with the American model that shows that system is going to be well off to the east. And so Sunday, again, just a cloudy day, very isolated chance for a shower. Best chance will be in for Cape Breton, but the Canadian model is well to the west with this. And so we'll take that, update you in 24 hours. Right now, it is the outlier, but we'll keep you posted that those shower chances on Sunday still at least in the mix. Quiet for Monday and into Tuesday with temperatures, again, trending back up towards seasonal as we roll through most of next week. Tom and Amy.
All right, awesome. Thanks very much, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Up next, downtown Halifax is losing a summertime fixture. The owners of Bud the Spud Fry Truck were outbid for their former spot on Spring Garden Road. I'll talk to Kyle Conrad and Kathleen Porter about what's next.
Stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News.
Bud the Spud has been a fixture on Halifax's Spring Garden Road for almost 5 decades. But this year, the iconic food truck is on the move. I'm here in Dartmouth with co-owners Kyle Conrad and Kathleen Porter. So tell me about what happened.
So basically the city vends these spots through a blind bid process. We put in a bid this year that we thought was on par with our previous 2 years when we've been on Spring Garden Road, and unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Someone outbid us, and there's no countering. Once the bid comes back, that's it, and there's nothing else that we can do.
Now, would you have bid more had you known, or was that your max that you wanted to put in?
For sure. We would have, yeah, for sure.
So what has been the reaction from folks when they found out you guys weren't going to be where they'd usually find you?
We've had a huge response, mostly in support of us, saying that they'll come to wherever we are, which we're very grateful for. A few people I think may have misunderstood the bidding process, but we want everyone to know we would be there if we could. But we're also taking this as an opportunity to travel a bit more around the city and expand our clientele.
Now, you're relatively new owners, past couple of years of this truck. Why did you want to be part of Bud the Spud?
I think it's just been a part of Halifax's heritage. It's, you would say, like...
true icon.
A true icon, yeah. An institution. And we went there as kids. We wanted to get a food truck. We noticed that this one was up for sale. We just took a shot in the dark and never been more happy.
And what's your background in terms of food?
So both of us have been in the service industry for many years, usually serving and bartending, but Kyle has a culinary background himself.
Yep.
Well, what is it about the fries that people gravitate to? Is it beyond nostalgia? Is there something, a secret recipe in the fries?
I mean, I think it's that paper bag feeling, the golden crispy fries, PEI potatoes. Everything's local, you know, and I think it's just the time and care that you put into them, right, that most people don't do.
Well, talk to me about driving around. This is going to be, you know, some gas and different expenses. Are you working that into everything?
We are. We always had the drive to Spring Garden. We live a little bit outside of the city, so it's not going to be a whole lot different for us this year, so we have accounted for it.
And how is the truck for traveling?
It's pretty good. Better than ever.
Kyle's laughing.
I think I might drive it a little bit more, actually. But it's better this year. We took it to a family member over the winter who sort of took his time working on it. He's a diesel mechanic. We're very thankful for that. So it's up to scratch and good for the road.
Now, what about next year? Are you guys planning ahead to maybe a return to Spring Garden Road?
If it becomes available, I believe the bidding process is a 5-year tender, right? So if we have the opportunity to be there next year, we would love to be there. That's kind of our home, right? So, you know, we've been there the past couple of years ourselves, and we miss those people. But, you know, we're also looking forward to a year where we can bop around and show love around the city.
So you said it's a 5-year tender. So does that mean you couldn't return there for quite a while, or do you hope another spot on Spring Garden opens up?
Well, it depends on whether or not the person who has it this year decides to go back. You know, if it works out for them, I'm sure they will. But if not, then, you know, we would try again, of course.
Any idea who's going in that spot?
We don't know. We don't get notified. All we get is a letter saying that our bid wasn't the highest. We've driven by the spot a couple times just to check it out and see who's there, and they aren't open yet as far as we know.
Okay. And best of luck to them.
Absolutely. We have no hard feelings to whoever bid on it.
It's not their fault at all.
It's a great opportunity for them. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here at 9 Locks in Dartmouth, but where else are you going to be around the summertime?
So we're at 9 Locks consistently. We're also in Lower Sackville, right on Sackville Drive consistently, and Fairview. Bud the Spud's actually been doing Fairview for the past about 7 years, so we're continuing that tradition on Sundays. We also do quite a lot of private events and festivals, Cavendish Beach Music Festival, Great Outdoor Comedy Festival, so you can always follow us on Instagram and Facebook to find us.
So Wanderers games as well. You can catch us at all the Wanderers games. So.
Well, it sounds like a busy summer, even if you're not on Spring Garden, so best of luck.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome back. Joe Biden's announcement that the U.S. will stop sending some weapons to Israel if it launches a major ground operation in Rafah has elicited strong reaction.
Biden has come under fire from politicians at home and in Israel. Chris Brown has the latest on the 7-month-long war in Gaza.
In Rafah, an awful new phase of the war in Gaza may be at hand, with these overnight missile strikes part of the opening salvos. The weariness on young Mohammed Khalil Abu Khanes's face captured the horror he'd experienced. My friends, they died, he said. We were gathering their body parts and pieces. Israel is facing immense international pressure to stop and not send ground troops into Rafah to attack Hamas militants. The city is crowded with more than 1 million people and is already facing cascading crises from a shortage of food, fuel, and housing. But in a video released Thursday night, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu struck a defiant tone. If we need to stand alone, we will stand alone. We will fight with our fingernails, he said in an apparent rebuke to U.S. President Joe Biden, who cut off some shipments of large bombs to Israel and who said he'd stop more if Israel went ahead with the major operation in Rafah.
I'm not supplying the weapons that have been used historically to deal with Rafah, to deal with the cities, to deal with that problem.
Everybody now understands the depth of the rift between Israel and the U.S.
Iran Etzion, a former security advisor to Israeli governments, said Israel's military can make do without the weapon shipments for now, but Biden's public rebuke is unprecedented.
And what the Americans are trying to do is to demonstrate to the Israeli public their government is not representing their interests, and their government is actually working against their interests.
But any hope the U.S. action might provoke a sudden change of Israeli strategy quickly faded as negotiators left Cairo without a deal to free Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners and suspend the fighting. Hundreds of hostage families and their supporters protested in Tel Aviv, calling for their release. The humanitarian situation in Gaza, meanwhile, is precarious. Israel released video of what it said was aid moving again through one of the 2 border crossings it had closed earlier in the week. But in Gaza, aid officials say almost nothing is getting through, and at best, Rafah has a day or 2 of food and fuel left. Chris Brown, CBC News, Jerusalem.
Stormy Daniels wrapped up her second and final day of testimony at Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York. The former U.S. president's lawyers claim the adult film star was trying to extort money from him. Trump faces 34 felony charges and is accused of falsifying business records. Journalist Sally Patterson reports.
An end to 2 days of explosive testimony from Stormy Daniels. She's at the very center of this trial taking place here in New York City because she's the one who alleged to have had a relationship with Donald Trump, and then she says she was paid money to cover it up ahead of the 2016 presidential election. What we've heard from Daniels on the stand so far is really how that relationship unfolded. She claims to have met Trump in 2006 at a golf tournament. She claims she was then invited back to his hotel suite where she found him just wearing his satin or silk pajamas. She says they discussed her career, the porn industry more widely, and also even discussed going into business together. Daniels alleges she went into the bathroom, and when she returned, Trump was lying on his bed wearing just his underwear. And then she says a sexual encounter took place. Now, at the time, Daniels also said that she felt a power imbalance between herself and Trump. He was a businessman at the time, many years her senior, and she says that she wasn't forced or pressured necessarily to engage in sexual relations with him, but she felt that she didn't necessarily have a choice. Now, Trump's team, when they were able to cross-examine Daniels, really tried to pick apart that story. They claim that as someone who's taken part in many pornographic films, she has a good imagination and is able to script this sort of scene. Daniels replied saying if she had written it, she would have written it much better than how it played out. Now, Trump's team also alleged that Daniels had only really spoken out in order to try and get money or status from making up, they say, an affair with the former president. Daniels denied that. In fact, she said it actually negatively impacted her. She said she's had to move home several times after speaking out. She said she's received threats on social media, and she says she's had to get security in order to keep her and her family safe. So not at all what the defense was trying to paint. Now, Trump himself has repeatedly denied any sexual relations with Daniels, and he's called this whole trial a political smear designed by his opponents to keep him out of the White House. The trial continues here in New York City, with many more witnesses expected to take the stand. Sally Patterson for CBC News, New York.
Dehumanized, humiliated, and treated like a piece of luggage. That's how some travelers with disabilities describe their experience flying with Canadian carriers. After a series of high-profile stories reported by CBC News, ministers held a summit with the airline industry and advocates to try and drive change. Ashley Burke has the story.
That we feel that will make a huge difference.
Everyone here knows there's a problem. The aim of the summit, to come up with solutions.
We need you guys to change things.
Advocates meeting politicians and the airline industry, trying to make travel for people with disabilities less of an ordeal and more humane.
They smack your head into the overhead bins. I've had individuals, maybe not with enough strength to lift me, drop me on my back on the actual armrest. I've had my limbs twisted to the point of almost breaking, being caught under the aisle chair because my legs haven't been secured in properly. It's horrific.
This meeting comes after CBC News reports, including about Ryan LaChance. Cell phone footage captured him being dropped in a plane aisle. A Marketplace hidden camera investigation also shows airline workers struggling to get Alessia Di Virgilio onto a plane.
Please, guys, please.
This is what Mayan Ziv's wheelchair looked like after a flight. She says it's time for systemic change.
My experience is usually riddled with anxiety and a lot of barriers from the starting of my journey when I'm still at home, needing to declare my disability on an ongoing basis, needing to provide medical forms, needing to constantly feel like I have to be on guard because the authorities have just violated my trust.
We sincerely apologize, and we know that we've needed to do better.
The airlines say they've made changes and more are coming.
We believe that we are fully committed to this and that we want to invest in training and in equipment.
We're in trial runs right now for several new services that we're going to provide to folks, especially who are wheelchair users.
But people here want results.
Part of the whole conversation.
Federal ministers promise to simplify medical paperwork for those who need extra support traveling and do more to gather data and track their experiences.
If the government has to put something there as penalty, and others will, of course, consider everything there. But I do trust the companies and the airports.
Some advocates say that sounds like a start, but they say more needs to be done, including new penalties to ensure that their rights are upheld. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
More than 100 people are dead in Brazil and more than 100 are missing after heavy rain triggered massive floods in the southern part of the country. Some tense moments for this man, desperate to keep himself above water until rescuers saved him. Crews are navigating the roads of Porto Alegre by boat, searching for stranded residents and animals. About 200,000 people have been displaced, some now living on overpasses. And the city's airport, planes were nearly underwater. Entire towns are submerged along with dozens of vehicles. The flooding crisis could worsen with several more days of heavy rain expected.
Canada's main stock index rose to a new record high, led by strength in energy, telecom, and base metals. Here's a look at the markets as we head to break. Yeah, it was damp, to say the least, today in Halifax.
Bone chilling, when we've had that sunshine and then it gets into that damp, cool weather.
Yeah, a raw day for sure. And one of those days for sure that, we did climb up into the mid to high single digits, but didn't really feel like it with the wind and the wet weather, of course. Have a look at our viewer picture of the day, because this was taken yesterday morning before.
It's going to brighten our mood.
It certainly is.
Okay.
This is a beautiful shot from Prospect along the coast. And
my goodness, that is amazing.
Isn't it?
What time of day did Barry shoot this one?
This was, first thing yesterday morning, just before sunrise, I guess, or maybe a little bit before that, given it's pretty dark there. But of course, the Milky Way and this tree that he said is just hanging on along the coast, and obviously battered by sea spray. But it's a
tough old tree.
A tough old tree indeed. Thanks to Barry for sharing Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Temperatures ranging between 8 and 11 degrees tomorrow. Again, the single digits in the northeast. Cape Breton ranging from 6 to 8 degrees, but likely a couple of double digits there, especially southern Inverness County. And we are looking at 8 to 10 for most of the mainland, but squeaking up hopefully into the 11, 12 degree range through the valley into the southwest. We are looking at Saturday, a little bit milder and mostly cloudy, but some sun breaks in there. Now, the chance of showers on Saturday is really limited, just a very isolated risk. Now, for Sunday, again, we're keeping an eye on that system that's going to be moving just to our south. So there goes the one system slowly moving out. Next system rolls in for Saturday, keeping the clouds in the mix. But you can see most of that green well to the east, but that is just... Again, one model, a couple of different models, a little slower than that and a little further west. So we are keeping an eye on that Sunday forecast, but right now it doesn't look too bad. And again, climbing a little bit up further temperature-wise into mid-next week.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Well, Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds has nothing but praise for his latest co-star. Take a look at this.
Oh my.
Four-legged canine co-star, in case you missed it.
Yes, Peggy is thought to be a mix of pug and Chinese crested breeds known as a pug-ese. She's set to play Dogpool, that's Deadpool's dog, in the upcoming sequel this summer. Reynolds says when the two characters met on screen, it was love at first sight.
The pooch was voted Britain's ugliest dog last year, so who's having the last laugh now, or should we say bark?
Oh, big star. All right, that's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.